Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then just welcome, and I'm so happy to have you here. Today I'm out with yet another granny square tutorial, and this time I'm going to teach you how to make this super cute heart granny square. I have actually shared a heart granny square tutorial before, but as you can see this one is a little bit smaller, and since so many of you requested to also create a tutorial for a bigger heart granny square, I have finally found some time and actually managed to prepare it. So I truly hope that you will find it useful, and as always I have made sure that this tutorial is as beginner friendly as possible, so I'm really jumping into as much detail as I can with every single stitch and every single step to make sure that all beginners out there are able to follow along. However, if you feel like I'm going too fast or too slow, then just feel free to adjust the speed of the video and I'm sure that it will help. Or if you need some extra help or have any questions, then just feel free to reach out in the comment section below. And besides that, I have also prepared a written version of this pattern, which is linked down below in the description box and available for purchase on my Etsy store, so of course your support will be super appreciated. But now without further ado, let's jump into it. Here are the materials that I will be using. Here I have two colors of 4-ply cotton yarn, red and white. I will also be using a crochet hook, which is 3.5mm, and you will also need some scissors, as well as it will be handy to have a couple of stitch markers. And here is the final granny square, which I'm going to teach you in this video. So let's get started. So first I'm starting with this red yarn, and our first step is to do a magic ring. So for that I'm just grabbing this yarn and tying it around my fingers like this to create an X shape here. And then once that's done, I'm just grabbing my crochet hook and going underneath the first piece of yarn that we have and grabbing the second piece and pulling it through to create a loop on our hook. So this is basically a magic ring, and then we can proceed further, and our next step is to do 3 chains. So yarning over and pulling through. So this is 1, 2 and 3, like this. So now we have created magic ring, as well as we have these 3 chains, and in this case these 3 chains count as 1 double crochet, so basically the first stitch for the first round that we are just about to start doing, so just keep that in mind. And now proceeding further with the first round, we will have to do 11 double crochets inside this magic ring, and together with this chain of 3 we will in total have 12 stitches. So let's do that. And for double crochet you just have to yarn over, then go through the magic ring, grab yarn and pull it up to have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through 2 like this, yarn over again and pull through remaining 2 like that. So this is 1 double crochet, and then we are just proceeding further with doing 10 more inside this magic ring, and together we will have 12 in total. And also when doing these stitches we just have to make sure that we are doing them over both loops or both pieces of yarn that we have here. So at all times make sure that you are doing that, and in case if you're running short on this one, you can just pull it to get more of it, but otherwise do all stitches inside. And let's just do 1 more together. So yarning over, going through the magic ring, grabbing yarn and pulling up to have 3 loops, yarning over and pulling through 2, yarning over and pulling through 2, like that. So here I already have 4 stitches, so I will just continue doing these double crochets for 8 more times to have 12 stitches in total, and that's where I'm going to meet you back again. So here I have done all 12 stitches, and now we can proceed further with the next step, which would be to close this magic ring. And to do that you basically just have to pull this loose end that you have here, and as you're pulling it you can see that this magic ring is closing and you are establishing a smooth and round shape. So now the last step that is left for this first round is to actually connect it together, and to do that we will be doing a slip stitch here inside the 3rd chain from the very beginning. So I'm just going through this 3rd chain, grabbing yarn and pulling it through, and then pulling it through the loop that I already had on my hook, like that. So this is how you connect rounds together by doing slip stitches. So now this first round is officially completed and we can proceed with the second round. And for that, to get started, we first just have to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and in this case this chain of 2 is not going to count as a stitch, so just keep that in mind. And then after that, our next step is to do 2 double crochets inside every single stitch that we have here from the previous round. So starting from this same space where we did our slip stitch in, we are adding in 2 double crochets. So I'm just starting with the first one and adding it in here like that, and then adding one more inside the same space like this. So this is 2 double crochets, and then I'm just moving further with the next space and doing 2 double crochets inside there as well. So this is 1, and then also adding the second one like this. So this is how it's looking so far, and you just have to go through all the stitches that you have from the previous round and add in 2 double crochets in there. And that's where I'm going to meet you back again. Here I have completed stitches for the second round, and now we can actually connect it together with doing a slip stitch here in the first double crochet that we did. But before we do that, let's place a stitch marker here inside the second chain from the very beginning that we did, because it will be handy for later on when completing the following round. So here I have just placed a stitch marker in the second chain, which we did when we started this second round. And now we can connect this second round together by doing slip stitch here in the double crochet. So I'm just going through this first double crochet of this round and doing a slip stitch in there like this. So now we have finished and connected also this second round together. And now we can proceed further with the third round, and with that we will actually create this heart shape. So let's get started. So to begin, without doing any chains or anything at all, we are just starting from this point, and our first step is basically to skip 3 stitches. So we are skipping this first one where we are at, then the second one and the third one. And in the fourth one we will start by doing 8 double treble crochets, and for that you have to yarn over 3 times, so 1 2 3 like this, then go through this stitch, grab yarn and pull up a loop like that to have 5 loops in total, and then yarn over and pull through the first 2 like this, yarn over again and pull through the next 2 like that, yarn over again and pull through 2 again, and then for the last time yarn over and pull through remaining 2 like that. So this is 1 double treble crochet, and you just have to continue adding 7 more double treble crochets inside this space. So yarning over 3 times, 1 2 3, going through the same stitch, grabbing yarn, pulling up to have 5 loops, yarning over and pulling through 2, yarning over and pulling through 2, yarning over and pulling through 2, and then yarning over and pulling through 2 again. So here I have 2 of them already done, so now it's 6 more left to do. So just repeat this process and add 8 double treble crochets in total inside this same stitch. And now here I have added 8 double treble crochets inside the same stitch, and now our next step is to actually do 2 treble crochets, which would also be done in the same stitch. And for that we have to yarn over twice, so 1 2, then going through the same stitch, grabbing yarn and pulling it up to have 4 loops on our hook, then yarning over and again pulling through pairs of 2, so 1 2 and 3 times in total. So this is 1 treble crochet and then adding 1 more inside the same space. So yarning over twice, grabbing yarn, and then yarning over and pulling through pairs of 2 like this. So this is how we have added 2 treble crochets inside the same space together with 8 double treble crochets. After that we can proceed with the next stitch, which would be this one, and in there we are adding 1 treble crochet, so I'm going inside there and doing that. After that, once that's done, we are doing 2 double crochets, 1 in each of the following stitches that we have. So 1 double crochet is coming in here like that, and then we are adding 1 more in the next stitch like that. So this is how it's looking so far. And then once that's done, we are doing 1 half double crochet in the next one. So for that we have to yarn over, then go through the stitch, grab yarn and pull it up to have 3 loops on our hook, then yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops that we have, like this. Then after that we are doing 3 single crochets, 1 in each of the following 3 stitches. So for that you have to go through the stitch, grab yarn and pull it up to have 2 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through both of them, like that. So this is 1 single crochet, and then adding the second one in the next, and then third one in the following, like that. So now we have added 3 single crochets. And then after that our next step is to do 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet inside this next stitch that we have. So doing half double crochet first, like this, and then adding double crochet inside the same space, like that. So this is how it's looking so far, and with these stitches we have basically created half of our heart. So now we just have to also mirror everything on the other side, but before we can proceed further with the other side, we first just have to chain 1, like this. And this chain of 1 is going to be quite handy for starting the following round, so I'm just going to leave a stitch marker here in this chain, just so we can remember where it is and just keep track of these stitches. But now basically we just have to mirror everything on the other side, so let's start doing that. So first we are doing 1 double crochet and 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. So I'm starting with double crochet and then adding half double crochet inside the same space, like that. Then after that we have to do 3 single crochets, 1 in each of the following 3 stitches. So doing first one, then second one, and then also the third single crochet, like that. After that we are moving further with the next stitch and doing half double crochet in there, like this. And then we have 2 double crochet stitches that have to be done, 1 in each of the following 2. So first I'm just doing 1 double crochet in the next stitch, like that, and then doing another double crochet in the following stitch. So going through there and doing it like that. So here we have added those, and then the following step is to do 1 treble crochet inside the next one. So for that, again, yarning over twice and going through this stitch and then just pulling through pairs of 2, like that. And then we can move further with doing another of these big stitches that we had. So first we are starting with doing 2 treble crochets in this next space. So both of them are in the same stitch basically. So this is 1 treble crochet and then adding the second one as well, like that. So here I have 2. And then our next step is to do 8 double treble crochets that would have to come inside the same space. So yarning over 3 times, and then again the same process that we have to pull through pairs of 2. So here I have the first one, and now I just have to do 7 more inside the same space. So just proceed with doing that. And so here all 8 double treble crochets are done, and now we can actually connect this round together. So for that, first we are just skipping the next 3 stitches, which would be this one, so 1, 2, 3, and then we are doing slip stitch here inside this chain where we left our stitch marker in. So in there we are doing a slip stitch, so I'm just going through this stitch or this chain where we have stitch marker, then grabbing yarn and pulling it up, and then also pulling it through the loop that I already had on my hook, like this. So now this round is connected and we can fasten off. So for that we are just chaining 1, then making this loop a little bit longer, and then grabbing our scissors and cutting off yarn. And as it's cut off, we can tighten it in a secure knot by pulling this loose end like this. So now we have finished this third round, and we have also established a heart shape. And at the end of this third round, in total we have 38 stitches, as well as we have this chain of 1. space here at the bottom, as well as this slip stitch point that we have marked. And now we can proceed further with the fourth round, and with that we will actually establish this square shape, and I will be using my white yarn. So our first step is to actually turn this heart with the tip up, facing like this, and our first step is to attach yarn. So here I'm just grabbing this yarn, and then I will be looping it through this stitch, which is exactly before the stitch marker. So I'm going in there like that, then grabbing yarn and pulling it through, and then just attaching it by making a secure knot like this. So here our yarn is attached, and we can proceed with the first stitch. So to begin, we are actually just going through the stitch and pulling up a loop like that to begin, and first we just have to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and this chain of 2 is going to count as 1 half double crochet, so just keep that in mind. But then we can proceed further with the next stitch, and in here where we have this stitch marker, inside this chain we are just doing 1 single crochet. So I'm going through this marked chain and doing a single crochet in there like this. So now we have also filled this tip, and we can actually remove this stitch marker, so I'm just taking it out. And now, since we are here at the tip, we just have to proceed further with the other side of the heart. So in this first stitch we are doing just 1 half double crochet, so I'm just doing that like this. Then in the next one we are doing 1 double crochet, so I'm just proceeding with doing that like this. Then in the next 2 we are doing 1 treble crochet in each, so I'm just doing 1 treble crochet here in the next like that, and then also 1 treble crochet in the following stitch like this. And then in this next stitch, this is where we are going to actually establish our first corner, and for that we will be doing 2 double treble crochets, chain of 1, and 2 double treble crochets. So first we are starting with yarning over 3 times and doing our first double treble crochet like this. So this is 1, and then adding another one inside the same space like this. So here we have 2 of them, and then after that we are just chaining 1 and adding 2 more double treble crochets inside this very same space. So here is 1, and then also adding the second one like this. So here the first corner is created, and we can proceed with stitches on this side. So first we are starting with doing 2 treble crochets, so 1 in this first stitch and then another one in the following stitch like this. Then once that's done, we are doing 1 double crochet in the next stitch like that, and then in the following one we are doing 1 half double crochet like this. And then once that's done, we are doing just 4 single crochets, and each of them will be in one of the following 4 stitches that we have. So here I'm just doing first one, then second one in the next, then also the third one, and then the fourth one like this. And after that we just have to do another half double crochet in the next one like that, and then we have actually reached our next corner, and in there we will be doing 2 double crochets, chain of 1, and again 2 double crochets. So I'm starting with double crochets, and here is the first one, then also adding the second one in the same space like that. After that we are just chaining 1 and then again adding 2 double crochets inside the very same space. So this is 1, and then also adding the second one like this. So here we have also established the second corner that we have here. And after that we are moving further with this side, and first we are doing 3 double crochets, 1 in each of the following 3 stitches. So here I'm just placing the first one, then second one in the next, and also the third one in the following stitch like this. After that, in the next stitch we are doing 1 treble crochet, so I'm going in here like that, And now we have actually reached this middle. So now the stitch that we will be doing is double treble crochet, and it will actually be going through this same stitch marker point that we have here. So for double treble crochet, again, just yarning over 3 times, then going through this marked chain that we have here where we fastened off during the previous round, and pulling up yarn, and then just completing this double treble crochet stitch that we have here, like this. So now this middle point is completed, and again we just have to mirror everything on the other side. And now we can actually also remove this stitch marker, since we won't need this marker anymore. So first we are starting with the following stitch, and first we are just doing 1 treble crochet. So I'm just going through this stitch and doing a treble crochet in there, like that. And here I actually also have this loose end from fastening off, so as I'm doing these stitches I will also make sure to hide this loose end underneath the stitches that I'm doing. But now the treble crochet is done, and in the following 3 we are doing 1 double crochet in each. So here I'm just doing the first double crochet, then in the next one adding the second one, and in the following also adding the third one, like that. And with that we have again reached our corner. So again the same thing as we had here on this side. So first we are doing 2 double crochets, both of them are going inside this same stitch. So here is the first one, and then also the second one, like that. Once that's done we are just chaining 1, and then in the same space we are adding 2 more double crochets. So here's 1, and then also the second one, like this. So now also we have added the third corner, and then we are moving further with this side. So first we are starting with doing 1 half double crochet, like that. After that we have 4 single crochets, so going through each space and adding 1 single crochet in there. So 1, 2, 3, and then also the 4th one, like that. And once that's done, in the next one we are just doing 1 half double crochet, like that, and then in the following we are just doing 1 double crochet, like this. And then we just have to do 2 treble crochets, 1 in each of the following 2 stitches. So here I'm just doing the first one, like that, and then in the following stitch adding another treble crochet, like that. And with this we have again reached our corner, and in there we are doing the same thing as we did here. So first we are doing 2 double treble crochets in the same stitch. So this is 1, and then also adding another one in the same stitch in there, like this. And now that that is done, we are just chaining 1, and then adding 2 more double treble crochets inside the very same space. So here is 1, and then also adding the second one, like this. And now also 4th corner is completed, and we can just proceed with the remaining stitches. So next we are adding 2 treble crochets, 1 in each of the following. So here I'm just working on the first one, and then in the next one adding the second one, like that. And then once that's done, it's just left for us to do 1 double crochet. So I'm just doing that, and then we have reached this chain of 2, which counted as 1 half double crochet, and we have gone away like full round. So now we can connect this round together by doing a slip stitch here inside that second chain that we did in the very beginning. So I'm going through that one and doing a slip stitch in there, like this. So now this 4th round is completed, and as you can see we have established a square shape. And to make it a little bit bigger we can add extra rounds, and that would be like very basic process. So basically to get started we are just chaining 3, so 1, 2 and 3, and this chain of 3 is going to count as 1 double crochet. And then in the following stitches we are just adding 1 double crochet in each, like that. And that is the whole process until you reach the corner. So basically just add 1 double crochet stitch on top of every single stitch that you have here until you reach the corner, so basically the chain one space. So here I'm just completing the stitch right before the corner like that, and then inside this chain one space, this is where we are adding our new corner of this round. So basically we are just doing 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2 like that, and then once that's done we are just chaining 2, so 1 and 2, and again doing 2 double crochets inside the same corner like this. So now we have also created a corner here for this round, and then we are just continuing further with this side and again doing just 1 double crochet on top of every single stitch that we have here until we reach the next corner, where again we would just have to do 2 double crochets, chain of 2 and 2 double crochets again. So the process for this round is very simple. You just have to continue adding stitches, 1 double crochet on top of each, and then in the corners remember to do 2 double crochets, chain of 2 and 2 double crochets again, and just go all the way around until you reach this beginning point where I will meet you back again so we can connect this round together. And so here I have gone all the way around and reached the very beginning where we started. So now we can connect this round and also fasten off. So for that I'm just doing another slip stitch, and it's going to be here inside the 3rd chain from the very beginning. So just doing a slip stitch in there like this, and now we can fasten off. So for that I'm just chaining 1, making this loop a little bit longer, grabbing scissors and cutting off yarn like that, and as it's cut off we can just tighten it in a secure knot like this. So now here our hard granny square is completed, and this is how it looks. And if I just measure it to check how big it is, so from side to side it is around 10 centimeters, which in inches is approximately 3.9. So if you want to make it even bigger, you're more than welcome to repeat this last round to increase volume, and instead of double crochets you can also easily use different type of stitch, so it's totally up to you. But otherwise you can just keep on creating multiple hard granny squares, and then you can connect them together to create even more fun creations such as cardigans, scarves, blankets, or whatever you can come up with. So I truly hope that you will have fun with this pattern. So that was it from me today. I really hope that you found this video useful, and I hope that your hard granny square turned out well. And if you do manage to recreate it, then feel free to tag me in your posts or send me some pictures. I would be super happy to see what you are creating. And if you did enjoy this video, then please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, then please subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!